Hello, welcome back to DSR. I'm Zoe, and today we are continuing the BMW frenzy with Dick Lovett in Bristol, and I am taking out the 9T today, the Urban GS version. As you can see, it's cafe racer style. What have I ridden? A little bit similar, Z900 RS from Kawasaki, but I have to say this one particularly good looking. I do love a little retro meets modern. You've got a few different features on this Urban GS version compared to the standard, but most important thing is how she rides. Delightful. Just pulled in, set the cameras up, we're filled up with fuel, we're ready to go, and of course the rain has started. As you can see, Matt's on the K1600 GT today. Looks like he's on an armchair. Look at that wobble. Classically, we were promised a good day. Honestly, we're not getting much luck today. Camera's not working, microphone's playing up, weather closing in. On a more positive note, however, I've had half an hour on bike so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. As I said, this is the Urban GS version, so there are a few variants of the 9T model, which I will go into in a little bit, but they all have the same engine, which is an 1170 twin boxer engine. They all pump out 109 brake horsepower, and at 6,000 revs you can expect 116, I think, newton meters of torque. Needless to say, it's got a bit of punch to it. It's not smooth like the GS is. The Boxer gives it some character. You know, Matt loves a bike with character. Me too. It's a big old engine in a cafe racer style. Immediate comparisons would be Z900 RS, the XSR 900. I've only ridden the XSR 700, but you know, it's that type of bike. Your immediate focus is definitely the looks of this bike. Retro styling meeting modern technology. The Urban GS is not the most technologically advanced. It's got a little less tech than the standard version of the 9T, but it's also got a price to reflect that as well. So these models start from 12,300, whereas if you went to the standard 9T, you're looking at more 14,100. Not ideal conditions, but this bike goes. As soon as you sit on her and start her up, you shake all over the place. That boxer engine really pumping out some vibrations, and you can certainly feel it in the handlebars. Not as bad as I was expecting when I first felt that rumble. It's nice to be on a bike that sounds better than the one Matt's on. It's very unusual for me. This bike actually has the aqua can on the end, and that comes as standard, which is pretty cool. I'll pull over and do a sound test in a little bit. Say I can hear it, because usually I'm on the MT-07 and Matt's on broken GTE or Harley, whatever he's on, but I can really hear my own bike. Oh, jeepers creepers, Matt. Wow, brakes are sharp, as they should be. They've got Brembos front and rear, which is a great touch. You know, the bike's £12,300. It's no chump change. They've obviously scaled it back a little bit from the standard, hence the price difference. The main difference being the suspension. On the standard version, you've got the upside down telescopic forks, 46mm that are, you know, fully adjustable. The suspension's not fully adjustable. I mean, I'm okay without that. So suffice to say, the engine isn't smooth, but the gearbox certainly is. There's no shifter on this model. The gear changes are fluid. I found on the Z900 RS, one of the things I really disliked about it was the engine braking. It was so severe, so every time you came off the throttle, it felt like it was getting, you know, a sharp braking instead, and you couldn't change that at all. The 9T, however, come off the throttle, it's a lot smoother. Probably a good time to say Might not have looked so confident there. Well, the seat height of this bike is 850mm, so for a shorty like me, 5'5", short legs, you are on your tippy toes. And so there, where there's a little bit of gradient, it's gravelly, prone to a few slips. Me trying to put my feet down to steady myself or come to a standstill, I really have to think about shifting my weight over, which, if you'll see my other videos, is not really my favourite thing. On the plus side, I'm experiencing the suspension being tested, and yeah, we're good. Good route closed. What I am noticing is I'm not finding it very easy to get in and out of neutral, but also in and out of first. I mean, I know this bike's equipped to go on gravel roads, but my off-roading ability is really not quite there. So I'm hoping we're going to find some more. More tarmac surfaces, please, with less crap. There you go, that's a bit better. So before we pulled over, because of another road closure, we were going over those lumps and bumps, and the suspension's doing a very good job of absorbing all of that, and that's whilst it's in road mode. We'll go to the modes in a little bit, but even without the adjustable suspension, it seems pretty well set up for me. This is 5'5", a little on the heavier side, but for such a powerful bike, this handling is spot on. It's a real joy to ride, actually. Testing the brakes on my own time without Matthew just indicating left, indicating late and left. And dear, we seem to have reached an impasse. Gosh, that's some quick reversing in front of us. I mean, I'm grateful, but in all honesty, there's no way I'm pushing this bike all the way back. As I said, I'm on tippy toes with a seat height of 850mm. Oh dear, this is not ideal. Gosh. So seat height, yeah, I'm on my tippy toes. In terms of other ergonomics, rider comfort, that sort of thing, I mean, I'm certainly comfortable on the bike. Upright seated position, I'm not reaching, and there isn't any undue pressure on my wrists. You know, you've got the boxer engine underneath, so the actual seat area of the bike is fairly narrow. It's an 18-litre tank, which, you know, takes up a fair bit of room, but my legs aren't having to wrap around the tank. I do find the pegs quite high. I mean, it's only got the ground clearance, so you can take it off-road a little bit, but the actual pegs do seem a bit high for me, which makes me think if you've got longer legs than I have, which is entirely probable, I think you'll find you've got a bit of an uncomfortable bend. I'll have to get Matt to sit on and see what he thinks. My knees feel like they're at a right angle, but I've got short legs. Otherwise, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the seat feels very comfortable, especially since, you know, we're not on smooth roads here. Next thing, electronics. Then it's pretty simple. There's not much to it, but it does obviously come with ABS, pretty standard nowadays. It has this BMW stability control across all of the models of the 9T, and we've got our rider modes. So we've got road, which I'm in at the moment, we've also got dirt, and we've got grade. So in the dirt, you'll find that ABS kicks in a little bit later, as does the stability control, and the rain, obviously you're expecting that to kick in a lot earlier in those wet conditions. Really simple to navigate. Mode button on the right hand side. There we go, there's road. Pick the mode, goes to dirt, come off the accelerator, come off the throttle, and there you go, I'm in dirt mode. Yeah, and there's rain. Come off the throttle. I'm in rain mode. Dull it down a little bit. Throttle's not quite so enthusiastic, let's say, because it's not jerky, but it's definitely excitable. And I'm going to the road, even though it is a little wet. Other electronic features, we have got cruise control. Really simple to use, fairly standard. It's on the on position at the moment. Just shift over with your left hand, and then set is pushing the set button back, or reset pulling it forward. To cancel the cruise control, either roll the throttle backwards or touch either brake or holding the clutch. I seem to ride all the bikes that never have cruise control or heated grips, saying that, and this does have heated grips. We've got two modes, and one, the lowest, that's it, off, which Matt got trolled for last week as not being a heated grip option. You can't count off. So there you go, there's two heat modes and then an off position. Yeah, you can scroll through some menu options, she says. Oh, there we go. There we go. Need a bit of a firm push, but it does eventually change. We've got air temperature. There we go, the time, and on to the next service, and then mileage. As I said before, it has got self-cancelling indicators, which is quite nice. Nice little feature. As you can see, the heated grip symbol does come up, but when you get into low fuel and reserve, using up your reserve fuel, it reverts back to the fuel gauge flashing at you, and then also comes up with how much you're going into your reserve by. It's quite menacing, actually. You're watching it count. 0.1, 0.2. Need indicator. Straight on. Okay, I take it back. Customization opportunities then. So I did promise I'd go through the models. Let me see if I can remember them. Classic BMW, just options galore. So the 9T comes as a standard variant. That's the one that starts at about 14.1. That's the one with the adjustable suspension. I believe you get the shifter on it as well. That comes in its own nice colour options. You've got the pure version of the 9T, which is kind of a lower cost variant. I believe that starts at about 10,000. But again, all of them have the same engine, so the fun is there to be utilised. Some nice budget options there. This, the Urban GS, sits in the middle, as does the Scrambler, which is the other option. In terms of looks, the GS has this wind, kind of the lamp, the light shade added on. It's not really a windscreen per se. It just sheathes the light. It's also got the front. Oh, gosh, I needed to stand up there. It's got the front wheel mud deflector. Standing up, I'm quite far forward. Would be a position I'd assume on this bike too regularly. Yeah, we've got the dirt mode on this bike because we've got that off-road capability. We've got spoked wheels. The bike actually has a single-sided swing arm. I'm a big fan. And it's shaft driven, it's not chain driven. There you go, a little bit less maintenance for you. All in all, I'm feeling very confident and very comfortable on this bike. I feel like I'd enjoy the standard version a bit more. It's got a little bit extra. It's got a different screen. Hear me, I'm a sucker for a gear indicator, especially when I'm struggling to find neutral or first. I'd like to have some sort of, knowledge. Obviously it does come up when it's in neutral, I'll give you that. But I guess the big thing for me is this is just a taller bike than the standard. The standard is 805 seat height. Much more comfortable height for a shorty. I wonder too if the pegs are a little bit lower, because it's not so worried about the ground clearance. But without a doubt, the main selling point is the engine. And with these brakes, you feel just confident pushing your limits a little bit. Good turn and circle. You know, for someone who's not me. Oh dear. There we are, that's what she looks like. Get out of the way, Matt. You see what I said? Not really a wind deflector, it's like a sheath for the lantern light. Ooh. Don't know if you can make out BMW on the light. Pretty. But first thing you notice is that huge engine. Look at it. Just dominates. Something you get with the GS version. There's a little spiky number here, just in case you're in your adventure boots. I am not. So this is the imperial blue colour scheme. You've also got the light white with tape, which kind of has the red stripe on, or the option 719, which is a recurring theme across the 9Ts. Usually kind of the nicer colour option. I actually prefer this one, because the option 719 on this particular variant is kind of a light, it's kind of classed as like an underground light white. It's a bit of a strange one. I'm a fan. I'm feeling quite attached to the bike. Okay, time for a sound test of the 9T. Let's see what that 1170 twin boxer engine sounds like with this Acra slip on as well. I'll tell you now, it's good. Whew. She is pleasant. Good news, folks. I found the USB. Ta-da! It's here. Just underneath the tank. Yes, I had to look it up. So as I've been manoeuvring the bike around for photos, etc., it did occur to me that I was finding it a little bit difficult to move. The weight's actually 223 kilograms wet, which isn't that bad, of course. I think it's because, I don't know, you'd think because the engine's so low down, it's got a low centre of gravity, which should make it easier to manoeuvre. But I'm struggling. Maybe I'm just weak. Because it's so wide on either side, it might be like a distribution of weight type thing. I mean, I guess 223 is not light per se. I didn't get Matt to try and sit on it. Let's go chase him down. That rumble doesn't get old. There you go. Matt getting on. He's obviously flat-footed. Matt's 6'1". Oh, beautiful, beautiful. The pegs feel quite high for me. How do they feel for you? How does your knee feel?
Feel alright.
Quite high? Yeah, okay. Matt is in agreement that the pegs feel a bit high, but he didn't say it until I said something, so it can't be that noticeable is what I'm saying. To summarise, this bike has been an absolute joy to ride today. Cafe Racers superbly mix the retro with modern technology, and I don't think another bike does it as well as BMW for this R9T. It is completely characterised by this phenomenal engine. What it's missing in rider aids or extra technology, it's lively, it's exciting, but it's also paired with a really smooth gearbox, really responsive brakes. The suspension is effective. Overall, it's an excellent riding package. For me, it's a smidge on the tall side. I'd probably be more likely to err towards the standard variant of the R9T. Equally, the GS Urban styling at the front is not particularly my cup of tea. But if I'm honest, when I'm riding, I'm not thinking about how it looks. I'm just enjoying the ride. At 12,300 for 1170cc, I think it's a good choice. I don't think you'd find better in this. Thank you to the team at Dick Lovett in Bristol. Great demo selection there, an awesome showroom. If you're ever in the area, I highly recommend popping in. As always, we're so grateful for your support, so thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. We've got so many videos for you to watch now, and we're putting out new content every week. If you did like this particular video, then please give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, thank you very much again, and ride safe.